My name is Dunker, and this is my bike. Good morning, everybody. I'm ready for day 2. PSN2 is what that's for. And I am super excited to meet the people over at the Venus Project. I'm looking forward to this trip. I'm coming back to this room tonight, and tomorrow I go home. Okay, I made a right turn off of State Road 27, I believe, onto this dirt road into nowhere. We've got orange groves, and this is what a lot of people think Florida looks like. And there are big parts of Florida that look like this. I've never ridden my bicycle down a road like this before, so this is another first for me. 10 minutes. I like that the app adjusts for my speed and gives me an estimate. What kind of cell phone signal do I have out here? That would be a good question. That would determine whether or not I can post.
Turn left onto Valley Lane.
According to the GPS, this is it. Oh yeah, here we go. Ha ha ha! Kick ass! Here it is. The Venus Project. I have made it. And then this looks like the road down into any horror movie you've ever seen. I made a mistake and showed up late because I thought it was supposed to happen at 2, but actually I was supposed to be there at 1. Roxanne was kind enough to sneak me in without raising a fuss.
Hey, sorry, I thought it was 2. Thank you. Did you ride the bike? Yeah.
I'm not going to show too much of this because most of it's already online in multiple YouTube videos. I'll put links to those in the description. They were nice enough to have a table with snacks and some extra videos and stuff for sale. This is one of the houses where a person that works with the project actually lives. I figured this is pretty cool to show.
And I started my own business, and I did architectural renderings and architectural models for the huge developments that were happening when we first moved here in Redlands
And I absolutely adore this little kitchen. And this little living room area is nice as well. Roxanne walked us around the area to show us the different buildings. Our next stop was like the model shop.
Now, all of these models are really very old. Jacques started designing when he was 12, 13 years old, and a lot of these designs are like 60, 70, 80 years old, but we did them about 30 years ago. And this was before computer animation, so these are obsolete, but they're really interesting in their own right. So these are some models that I learned on. They're really in bad shape. They're like 35 years ago.
I personally believe that the most important part of the Venus Project is what Roxanne touches on here.
This is what's most important. You can build a beautiful structure, apartment that's all self-generating and growing its own food and have its own waste. But the schools are getting better and more equipped, but they're making worse bombs. The propaganda is getting worse. The people who own the corporations are going to get more monopolized. They own the media that you get all your information and your propaganda from to support the system. But anyway, and a lot of people say that Jacques got this from communism or socialism. He got it from the human body, really. And he said that it's one system, everything gets what it needs. If the human body acted like the free enterprise system and the brain said, I do all the thinking, I want all the nutrients, and the heart said, well, I pump the blood, and the brain says, what do you want? I want just what you take, what you get. And then the liver's filters, and so everything in the body gets whatever it needs when it needs it. Like if you had an infection in your toe and it was acted like the free enterprise system and it had a committee meeting in the head, by the time they get the answer, you have gangrene up to your hip. It's all automated. You can't take care of 7 billion people by other people. You need it automated throughout the whole world. So you have these systems in every single city. You know, we hand our lives over to computers when you come in a piece of fog in an aircraft. You hand it over to automatic pilot. You don't have the pilot do it, they can't see. You punch something in a calculator, you're giving your decision making over to the calculator. You don't have to use it, but it would come out faster and better if you do. It's the same thing with automated systems with technology. So if you don't have any questions, we'll move on to one other thing and then we'll go back to John.
I think my favorite thing about all these rooms, you always have lots of outlets right where you need them.
There's never enough even.
I know, right?
We had it in the other building. We have pictures of this interior on the web. But this is a nice place to take pictures like they're doing with the house in the background if you want.
This is the first time I've left my bicycle somewhere unlocked in a long time. I feel safe enough here to, you know.
Tammy thought we'd come back and all of them would be gone.
Oh yeah. There's my ride there.
Oh, my little pony.
Yes, I love Pinkie Pie.
I understand what you're saying, but I'm also aware that the only thing that you're talking about is things that can be dealt with in the 5 senses and the material world. And we are a tiny little speck in a huge, vast universe that, you know, we can't.
But that's projecting. That's projecting what you think that might be. People have these grandiose notions of the words, but they don't even go to work in their lab to find out how cells divide. But they think they have this overall consciousness of the unity of the world, and that you're part of it and locked into it. And when they're really not talking about anything, they don't know how to make energy faster and efficient. They don't know how to put up buildings, but they have a verbal hobby. I'm sorry, but you know, until you go to work at making life better for people, those words have no meaning. Do you know what I mean? We want to house people, clothe people, feed people, and doing that by talking about consciousness or the meaning of life. I don't know how it relates. I don't know. And talking about how things are better and we're just so little. And
well, I think we like to believe that somebody up there that cares about us.
Everybody has their own notion of what that is. And so the definition of that is very difficult. But I see nothing out there that is more spiritual than the work that Jacques has done all his life to find an end to poverty and homelessness and crime, and understand why we behave the way we do, our bigotry, our prejudice, and how to eliminate that. And so to me, that's real, putting the notion of spirituality, making it a working reality, and heightening consciousness, if you will. But otherwise, it's just verbal, instead of showing a method of how to achieve that here on Earth and not up there after you die. That's a real cop-out for people who accept that.
Want to twist people's arm to get them to do the right thing. No torture. The Army tortures people. I don't like the Army or the Navy or any of those militant groups. I don't think they have the answers. When you mention a problem, they think of guns and guided missiles. The guided missiles are guided by people. And it's people that torture other people. It's people that declare war. It isn't machines. They don't kill anybody. There's no record of a machine deliberately killing people unless it is guided by people. People are the cause of the problems. We have to diminish that, wipe it out, through education. That's the only tool, not torture. You must inform other people. If system A doesn't work, try system B. But invent new systems as you go along. I'm going to hit the sack because I'm I'm trying to be as honest as I can with you, but that's the way it is. And I want to thank you again for coming. Thank you. And I want to thank you.
All right, hey, the end of day 2 of my Venus Project trip. Quite fun. I rode from Ramada Inn, which is where I am now, to the Venus Project, 17 miles or so. Quite much easier ride than yesterday. Much easier, just tad over an hour. I got some goodies from them. This little packet I got with it's got the book and some DVDs. Future by Design, Welcome to the Future, Cities in the Sea. I think I've probably seen all this already. Before I left, but this is cool. I like this book. I can give these to somebody who might be interested in that. I'm more of a digital kind of guy. I'd rather download something or stream something than watch a DVD. I'm going to try to break myself of the habit of getting physical stuff. I'm not going to talk too much about the Venus Project right now. I'll save that for tomorrow. So, good night. Stay tuned for the conclusion of my trip at dunkerbike.com.